Oh Lord, I didn't look down at my phone. The co-op then showed up major. Jesus, let me get y'all on stage, man. I just got in here. Hold on. They say they here for the meal before the food ready. Okay, okay, okay. Gino, what up? We are in here today. How y'all doing? Welcome to Thinking Out Loud, man. Y'all know me as Glock, but killed one at the same time. This is amazing, man. I opened the room, looked up, looked back down. We already in here, pulling up. Let me get and Tanen in here as well. Hey Gino, I sent the invite, fam. Miss Rochelle, Mark, how y'all doing? Earl, what up? This is about to be a big event. So I need y'all to do me a huge favor. I see you down there, I got you. I need y'all to do me a huge favor. And first thing first, please spam the chat, the room chat, the first icon from the left down at the bottom of your screen. Uh just putting emojis or if you want to say a few words that helps with the visibility of the room in the hallways. So we make sure that we spam the chat as much as possible so that people could just, open the app and be able to come in and see us directly. Also, if you look at the second icon from the left bottom of your screen, if you click that one, click share room, the first option. Share this room to an outside platform. That way, people on other platforms could be able to see the visibility of this room going on, and they may want to just join in and come over to Clubhouse. And then after you do that, hit that second icon from the left again at the bottom of your screen and click invite people and ping your followers in until you see the red bar. We will be getting with you all shortly. So while you all are pinging up and spamming the chat, I'm going to continue to send out invites down to the audience to bring them up on stage. And we will be getting started here shortly. You buy your mic?
Yes, sir. Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon,
Morning.
depending on where you are. What's up?
Man, look, I opened the room. I was in here by myself. I looked up, looked back down. I seen about 20 people show up instantly. I said, okay, we on it today.
Hmm.
So Mars, make sure we're sending out invites. Bring everybody up that has the co-op logo on stage. We will get into this conversation in a few minutes, and just hold tight. And I'm finna try to play that audio for that YouTube clip through my page. Just tell me how the audio sounds. Just send me a text message to let me know should I turn it up, turn it down, whatever the case may be.
All right, bet.
But yeah, Mars, make sure we bringing up the co-op members that are downstairs in the goo. And as I stated, everyone spam your followers in. Uh, and well, I mean, spam the chat and ping your followers in. This is Urban Echoes. You all with thinking out loud, and this is going to be a very informative, educational, and equitable conversation. So I'll be right back. Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
If the audio quality is good, give me a thumbs up. If it's bad, give me a thumbs down. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm seeing in the chat. I saw 2 thumbs up, 2 thumbs down. Let me see. Try something
It
different.
just sounded a little muffled. It just sounded a little. It didn't. It just sounded a little muffled
It sounded muffled at first, or right when it was just playing before I stopped it.
throughout the whole. Throughout, it just sounds muffled. You know what
Okay,
I'm
give me
saying?
1 second. I'll be right back.
And good morning, everybody, man. Like I said, I'm loud, thinking out loud, and the co-op coming together to do this, man. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a beautiful thing, man. Hopefully, you walk away from this room. If you already knew, great. If you didn't know what's going to be shared here or how it could be applied in your life, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, you walk away from this room edified, and you've learned something that could benefit your life, not just your life, but your lineage, right? Um, so when it kicks off, like I said, man, if you got some questions, write it down so you don't forget the question that you want. Get a pen and a pad. So if you hear something, you can write it down and go research it yourself. You know what I'm saying? Uh, this is, I promise you're about to get access to my master teacher. So if you think I know a little bit, just a little bit, you're gonna hear from the person that I learned from, right? Myself and almost everybody who has a C in their PTR. So it's gonna be a good experience, and you're gonna see what we've been talking about.
My apology, G Billup. Check your text message, bro.
Yeah, Ben did that,
Okay,
bro.
okay.
And if you haven't already, follow the camp for thinking out loud. If you still got a pink ticket, just click the link up top, the title where it's the name that says thinking out loud to cash in your pink ticket. They always doing something, shoot the shit rooms, edifying rooms, showcase your talent rooms. It's a variety. Like the other day, they did spoken word and a rap battle type deal. They're always, taking on topics, controversial, edifying. Uh, you will get your thirst quenched in this room because they have a wide range of topics that they discuss in the space. So if you got a pink ticket, whether you're a core member or not, follow Thinking Out Loud. Just click on where it says Thinking Out Loud and then hit join, and then you'll join their house. Then you get the notifications when they open up a room. It'll come across your screen.
All right, and the only other option that I have is to play it through YouTube on my laptop and then sit my phone next to it. So I give that a try to see if that'll sound better than playing it through the music option on the app. So give me 1 second.
Yeah, just bear with us, y'all. Thanks everybody for pulling up, man. You and thinking out loud, man. Shout out to bringing in the co-op, man. Always keep us enlightened on and edifying us. So what I'm saying, even financial literacy, man. Appreciate that, man. You always, you know, giving us what we need, and you know. Y'all, like said earlier, hit the link up top, man. Follow the house, man. Like we be having all type of different kind of conversations and um different games, like you said, freestyle rooms. It be a vibe in here, man. So make sure y'all check in. Follow the house. We also got a Telegram. We're gonna be dropping it in the chat periodically. And make sure y'all following. Stay up to date with the rooms we having. So bear with us a few. We just trying to get the audio situation secure so we can continue the event. Thank you.
And G, thanks for that salute, man. I can't take credit for this, man. I can't. Glock approached me with this, and I was like, bet. Let me get a date that works for everybody. Um, this Glock, man. I can't take credit for this. Like I said, Glock made the suggestion. Of course, I would be down with it. Uh, we just had to find a date. That's it. And then I had to. I got back with him and said, today, if today works for y'all, it works for us. But this all Glock, man. I can't take credit for this.
Hey Gino, I got your message. I sent you the link. Try it out and see if it'll play better on your end, fam. And also to everyone in the room, do me a huge favor. Look down at the bottom of your screen, second icon from the left. It may be a square with an arrow on it, or it may be a compass symbol. Click that and then click invite people and ping your followers in until you see the red bar up top. We definitely appreciate that. That's going to get more listeners into this great information that we're about to expound upon. And I would definitely want any and everyone to have the opportunity to be a part of this conversation because it is life changing. So give us 1 second. We're trying to get this YouTube video to play so you could listen to the first 8 to 10 minutes of the video to get a scope of exactly what's taking place and what you're about to walk into. Because as I stated, this is very life changing information. So give us 1 second.
All right, let me know if y'all can hear this. Teaching. And I'm just curious how you kind of weave this idea of this fascination and passion for fraud into the classroom. Well, I think what is really important about accounting as a discipline is accounting is the backbone of everything, or money, or the ability to account for money correctly. And so, regardless of what the fraud scenario is, there's always a money story and there's always a financial impact. So, the person that can understand that and explain that to the lay person is the most powerful person in the room. Because I think that fraud and ethics is the absence of accounting done right. And so, really helping students and even adult learners or corporate learners understand the power of this information is important. And I think that fraud stories are so powerful, but there's always a money story in every case. On December 13th, 1711, Wall Street was made the site of the government-sanctioned slave market in New York City. May 17th, 1792, the New York Stock Exchange was founded under the Buttonwood Agreement. It was crafted to keep out government intervention and outsiders who wanted to join. Anyone who was not a member and wanted to buy stock had to do so through an approved broker. In 1903, the New York Stock Exchange opened. In 1952, Norman McGee founded the first black-owned brokerage firm in the United States and also created a mutual fund in 1966, primarily for the black community in response to the serious economic challenges at the time. In 1969, Baltimore-based Park's Sausage Company became the first black-owned public company to be listed on the OTC, over-the-counter market. In 1970, Joseph L. Searles III became the first black American floor broker on the New York Stock Exchange and was also an investment and commercial banker. He is credited as an early urban development specialist who used mainstream strategies to transform the size and quality of minority business ventures. In 1971, George E. Johnson Sr. became the first black American to list his Johnson Products Company and publicly trade it on the American Stock Exchange. Today, the American Stock Exchange is the New York Stock Exchange American, which specifically caters to small cap companies. In 1991, Bob Johnson's BET Holdings became the next and first black American-owned company to list and publicly trade on the New York Stock Exchange. It would be another 21 years before legislation begins the process of leveling the financial playing field for small businesses and underserved and neglected market of investors. 2012 through 2016, the Jobs Act and its amendments were enacted. Today, Wall Street is an 8-block street in the financial district of Lower Manhattan and is the headquarters of America's financial market. From the Buttonwood Agreement of 1792 to the Jobs Act of 2012 to 2016, it has taken 224 years for legislation to change. This is a 224-year wealth gap regarding Wall Street only. Some benefactors of this 224-year gap do not want things to change and have devised plans to hijack the funding portals and the people's equity through traditional methods while using the Jobs Act as its frontrunner. Symbolic gestures about helping black businesses and their communities are all marketing propaganda, as they only seek to commoditize emotions to induce you to separate you from your capital and deny you real equity. Where are all the financial funds by these big companies that were started to help black businesses and their communities during the height of the injustices against black communities? The public announcement, "We stand with the black community," was a convenient symbolic gesture and an attempt to keep potential negative attention from their specific business. No real capital injection into real black businesses and their communities will ever take place by anyone outside of our communities. You know why? Because they cannot relate to us or our struggles, because they're not on the receiving end of any physical or financial oppression. They don't stand with us unless they can control us in some way in our commerce. A dollar circulated 36 to 100 times, and it remained in the Greenwood district almost a year before. To this day, no other community has been able to duplicate that type of circulation. There are communities today, however, where the dollar stays in about 30 days, 45 days, but no other community, as has been said, has ever been able to match that type of circulation. Although it wasn't the only one, there were prominent black business districts in Durham, North Carolina, Richmond, Virginia, and Rosewood, Florida. The people of Greenwood achieved a level of black economic success and self-determination that had never existed before in the United States. less than 60 years removed from slavery. To put that in perspective, despite racial discrimination and Jim Crow segregation, the Greenwood District offered proof that black entrepreneurs were capable of creating abundant wealth. When left alone, our ancestors thrived. And we're back. The team is looking down the barrel of a 4:55 meeting. Can they turn it around and make this meeting an email? Jones is taking the ball and running with it. She's asking Grimley to write the first draft of an email. What a play. Grammarly is an AI writing partner that helps you make your point. She's got a clear But Tulsa's whites don't like what they see. In May 1921, after a black man is accused of assaulting a white woman, a white mob rampages through the city. For a night and a day, they loot and burn Greenwood. A Fox News crew captures the only surviving footage. It is the bloodiest racial massacre in American history, leaving nearly 300 dead. Come on, seriously? Putting money into programs to help empower us? The last video kind of just pretty much broke it down. We're already empowered and quite capable because it's always been their way or no way. That's our job, to help ourselves, to repurpose and recapitalize our own community with our own capital funds. Your capital investment in a company needs immediate results. It needs to change your financial status and change your lifestyle and provide generational wealth. Now, Consumer Cooperative Group has the vehicle ready to distribute the equity to the people of these neglected and underserved communities so we can continue what our great people accomplished on Wall Street before us, so we can become the first black-owned cooperative to be underwritten by a neglected and underserved market of investors while using the Jobs Act legislation to list and trade on the now combined American Stock Exchange and New York Stock Exchange, which is the New York Stock Exchange American. Let's take it further than Norman McGee, George E. Johnson, and Bob Johnson, and write our own history and our own narrative for our future generations to come. It's almost like you can create money out of thin air if you're at the central bank. So creating more money puts more money in the banking system, put more money out there for the economy to take it and put it to work and to grow and to restore itself. Yep, that's in the video.
All right, we appreciate that, Gino. Appreciate it, appreciate it, appreciate it. All right, to any pink tickets in the room, please scroll up to the top, click Thinking Out Loud, join the house to make sure you could get a notification not only for rooms like this, but other conversations that we have throughout the day and throughout the week. We greatly appreciate that social currency. Also, thank you to everybody that's in the chat right now, spamming the chat. We greatly appreciate that because that also helps with the visibility in the hallway. So when people click on the app, they can go straight to the room rather than having to search through the hallways in itself to find us. Also, to everyone in the room, one last time, look down at the bottom of your screen, second icon from the left. It may be a square with an arrow on it, or it could be the compass symbol. Click that and then click invite people and ping your followers in until you see the red ball. We definitely appreciate that social currency as well. That helps with the algorithm and that brings more people into this informative session that we're about to have under Urban Echoes. Today, our guest is Consumer Cooperative, which is a, you know what? Before I give that introduction, let me take a step back. You buy your mic?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna let you actually give the introduction to those who may not be familiar with Consumer Cooperative. This is the COO of the company, Unapologetic. Some of you are familiar with them, and for those who are not familiar with them, you're about to hear from them now. Let me step back and Give the audience an introduction to exactly what consumer cooperative is and how it's going to be beneficial for our collective.
Thank you. And I want to extend a great gratitude to Thinking Out Loud, Glock, and everybody who has the PTR for allowing us to come in here in this space and promote this co-op. I want to give you your props for that and say thank you. So here's our mission statement for the co-op, right? So the Consumer Cooperative Group is a consumer-owned for-profit cooperative. Consumer Cooperative Group mission is to provide its members with benefits of real estate ownership through an indirect ownership system. Consumer Cooperative Group offers investors a pooled investment program delivered through its flagship product, Real Estate Investment Cooperative, REC, that involves the purchase of valuable multifamily properties with pooled funds contributed by cooperative members and investors. In exchange, members and investors benefit from an indirect real estate property ownership system on proportion that is based on their investment. Through this unique approach for investing, Consumer Cooperative aims to offer an affordable option for all levels of investors while simultaneously creating more opportunities for lower income individuals who may have been shut out of the market before. This model designed to create sustainable and equitable growth for all shareholders while preserving affordability in communities across America. This is one of this is the solution for a group like Black Americans who have been cut out of the American dream due to systemic racism, right? This is how we get reparations, right? This is how we get our 40 acres and a mule. This is how we rebuild Black communities, and this is how we protect it economically, politically, and by force. Because in this position, we'll be able to control our own economics, right? As we operate under the constitutional law of home rule, right? And we scale to municipality. This is how we control the politics. It would give us eminent domain powers. Then this is how, and let's not forget, a municipality is multiple counties. Municipality is multiple cities. A municipality would consist of multiple villages and townships, right? And then this is how you take over a state. Then this is how you take over a nation. This is how we combat redlining. This is how we combat gerrymandering. Do you understand that we would affect political elections? We would understand national. We would undermine national and state elections because they would have to redo their maps, their political maps from red and blue. What would it be? Purple? What would it be? Black? This is how we take over the economics and the politics, right? We will effectively be on our own monopoly board with our own currency, controlling our own economics. This is how you get leverage, right? Political leverage, economic leverage, right? So when people talk about solutions, right, you notice I always ask them, well, how would we fund that? That's not a bad idea, but how do we fund it? How do we protect it? And they fall short of that explanation. You're going to learn today exactly how and what that would look like. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir, it definitely does. And I appreciate you for that introduction. I would want to first start by asking, what is the difference in return on equity and the return on investment? What position would that give us as a collective if we focus more on equity rather than just doubling our money through an investment?
More control, more say so in the direction of the company because you would have equitable position in said company. Equity dwarfs capital, right? Because you would have ownership. If I invest in Amazon and Google, I'm on the retail side. I don't have no say so in the direction of the company. My return, the return that I think I'm getting, those who are those who have the equitable stake, they're the chief beneficiary because they have ownership. They get one, they get a say so in the direction. Two, they're getting more equity when they spend their dollar to position themselves inside that company, right? So if I have equitable position, I can spend $1 billion, and that equity that I'm buying dwarfs that billion, right? And you're going to see the math that's going to be done today that illustrates that. You're not benefiting the same way if you're on just the retail side. You're enriching those who are on the private side, and those who are on the private side are the ones who have equitable stake in said entity, right? Is that did I answer your question? Did that make sense?
Yes, sir. It made sense. It made sense to me, but I want to make sure that I ask that question to inform others in the room who may not be familiar with investing in a regard or a position of equity, understanding what entitlement comes with that, as well as we're gonna get off into that knowing both sides of the ledger and forensic accounting. But basically giving them a basic bottom line of what that looks like. I also heard you state in regards to creating multiple municipalities, counties, and cities. Do you want to expound on that a little bit more?
Well, multiple, right. So where you get the most political protection, where you control most of, where you get more control politically, is a municipality. So you want to scale to municipality, and that land that you would go after would be unincorporated land, right? That's land with no jurisdiction. So now you get to control the ordinances. So then you scale, and this could be developed land. So unincorporated land is not undeveloped land necessarily. It could be developed land. So you go get this developed land, and then you control the commerce, you control the logistics, you control the economics, you control the politics. Once, and then when you scale to municipality, you have eminent domain protections, right? And then you want to, and then neighboring lands, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to stop there. You want it to grow. So now we're talking about de-annexing land. So you want to look for opportunities where you can add to what you already have, right? Now, why is this significant? So everybody ever heard of Brewster Beach in
Yes,
California?
sir. I'm familiar with it.
Okay, they gave them back the
In
land,
Malibu or something,
huh?
Marina? In
You said what?
Malibu? Is it in Los Angeles, Malibu?
California. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
California. Yeah.
So we're talking about beachfront property valued billions, billions. That it's a whole tourist attraction, stuff like that, right? That's a local economy that's valued at billions, right? So this is a family that fought for this land. They fought to get this land back because it was stolen from their ancestors back in the early 1900s, right? So here's an example why it's imperative that we control the politics and economics at the same time. So with Brewster Beach, they before they gave them back the land, the city, the people who control the politics, said they cannot develop this land. Now they gave them back the land that they own, but they could not develop the land. No political control, right? Ordinance. See, when you scale to a municipality, we would be the ones writing that ordinance, right? So then they sold them back the land, can't develop the land, and then when they gave the press conference, one of the sons or grandsons, or whatever, said, "I've never seen $1 million. These property taxes is killing me. I can't afford to keep up with these property taxes. It's best I get something rather than nothing." Right? So they sold them the land back to them, $20 million. But they the landowners. They can't develop their land? No, because they didn't control the politics. This is why it is a viable alternative. It's a viable solution for us to go for unincorporated land, right? With the end game of fee simple. That's total control, total ownership, right? And then if we control the politics, ordinances like that can't hamstring us. So let's just say an example comes where we end up losing the land, just hypothetically we lose the land, right? But we still control the politics where they got to pay us to do whatever on that land. So the group will still get a stream of income because we still control the politics, right? So you want to plan for worst case scenarios, of course. You want to plan for that. And the best way to ensure that you're planning accordingly is scenarios where at the same time you control the economics and you control the politics pertaining to your asset. That makes sense?
Okay, okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And also, I see Tanen just came in the door. Tanen, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. What's going on?
Doing all right?
Sorry for the tardiness.
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine. We're glad to have you here. To everyone in the room, this is Tannen Andrews. He is also the CEO of Consumer Cooperative. He decided to come join us today to answer any questions and expound on the things of his journey. I mean, expound on different things that have been a part of his journey and getting us all to this collective standpoint and pushing forward with this initiative. Tannen, if you would like to give a brief introduction to the room in regards to who you are and what Consumer Cooperative is based on from your perspective, we would greatly appreciate that. Tannen, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hey, what's going on? I was already speaking. I forgot to take off mute.
Oh, okay,
Unmute
okay.
myself. Good afternoon. Well, good morning and good afternoon to some. My name is Tannen Andrews. I am the founder and CEO of Consumer Cooperative Group, and I'm also the founder and creator of Coopnomics, which is cooperative economics merged together to create our own brand of financial education in the world of cooperative types of economics. I created this uh, cooperative because there was a need that was not present in our society, and the narrative around that is that we as a people, we don't work together, we don't know how to pool our capital resources, and what we do with those capital resources, we pool it and share it with everyone else, but we don't do it amongst ourselves. And I noticed there was no vehicle available or created specifically for us. Everyone else, we're always going off of everybody else's model, everybody else's vehicle, and there was nothing specifically tailored to our community. So that was one of the main reasons why I created uh, uh, the cooperative, right? So the opportunity for that to happen didn't really come into play until 2012 when the Jobs Act came into existence, and then it finalized in 2016, where I was able to actually execute and start formulating what I've been planning over the last 34 and a half years to get us to where we need to get. And I see that Brother Un has, gave you guys a general and preliminary introduction into some of the methodologies that we are doing and that we are currently implementing. Basically, we don't work off of theories. We this organization, and what I do is we work and deal with practical information, practical experience. We do nothing off of theory. We don't follow people's feelings. We don't follow people's thought processes in regards to what we do. We go off of the facts, we go off of the research, we go off of the information, and we go off what's already done. We do not recreate the wheel. We do not do that. We use the existing components and tools that are available there. We get a understanding of what those tools are, right? Because they've been using these same tools over and over and over again, but we have not been utilizing the tools. So what we tend to do as a people, and what I wanted to correct, was stop following stop following behind someone else's methodology that does not benefit you.
Something.
That's the reason why we create.
It'll work
That's
out.
the reason why we created what we created. Go ahead.